The end of my relationship with Caroline caught me off guard. I had no idea about her infidelity until it was made public. I would not wish anyone to experience the emotions that I went through. Our marriage lasted about 8 years. Before that, we lived together as a family. But as they say, not everything went well. Before Caroline, I had ended my first marriage because I just couldn't understand my wife anymore. A little later, I met Caroline and thought I had started my life with a clean slate. Caroline's daughter from her first marriage, Natalie, recently left her husband because of his alcoholism. She came to stay at our country house. Caroline didn't work. My income was enough to support us all comfortably. I was responsible for managing used car shipments from Asia, and this job often took me on business trips where I had to solve any problems that arose. Caroline took care of our home. She was an amazing cook, and the house was always spotless and welcoming. I never missed an opportunity to compliment her, and always returned from my trips with presents for both her and Natalie. No matter the distance or time away, I always came home with fresh flowers. Caroline had an older brother, Samuel, with whom she had always been very close. Their relationship began in childhood. Samuel had a friendly group of friends, and in his youth, they were known for their pranks. Caroline, of course, was part of this circle and knew David, Andrew, and Ralph very well. When Samuel turned 30, he decided to celebrate with his childhood friends and some colleagues. About 20 people came. The party was held in one of the best restaurants in the city, which bore the loud but somewhat bizarre name Voss. Right before the event, Caroline asked me, "Honey, I hope you're not planning another business trip. Can we go to Voss to celebrate Samuel's birthday? Everything seems to be going as usual. I'm not leaving unless, of course, something unexpected happens." I replied, there were no surprises. I put on my best outfit in the evening and went to the restaurant with Caroline. The evening was far from boring. We participated in games, danced, and laughed a lot. Caroline and I had a great time. Everyone was absolutely delighted with her performance of various songs. She had such an amazing voice, but that was not surprising. She had studied vocals in her youth. Caroline wasn't the only one who found herself in the spotlight. Among the guests was Andrew, a longtime friend of her brother, who also turned out to be a talented singer. To be honest, all of Samuel's friends left their mark on the party. David was an outstanding dancer, and Ralph, with his sharp mind, confused everyone. Caroline never wanted to leave her old friend behind, danced with each of them one by one. I didn't think much of it. They had spent so much time together in the past. By this point, I had had a little too much to drink, but still bravely decided to try to sing another song. Unfortunately, the alcohol didn't do me any good, and the performance was far from brilliant. The guests, probably out of politeness, clapped anyway. Andrew, though, seemed a bit miffed. He stood up, cleared his throat, and announced loudly, "Friends, tonight I want to do more than just wish my beautiful woman a happy holiday. I want to confess, no, I want to declare it. We should be together. Enough of hiding our feelings. Caroline, leave your businessman and come be with me. I'm done with these secret meetups while he's away. It's time to settle this once and for all." The room went dead silent. Everyone was caught off guard. Caroline's face first flushed a deep red, and then, as the color drained from it, she shouted at him, "What the hell do you think you're doing, you fool? This is my life. Don't you dare mess it up." I left Voss alone while a real volcanic eruption of emotions was going on inside me. I had bought the country house long before I married Caroline, so standing at the doorstep that night, I made up my mind. I didn't want anything more to do with her. Still, I had grown quite attached to her daughter, and I felt a strong connection with her. I decided I would probably try to stay in touch with her, especially since I didn't have children of my own. Caroline only came home in the early hours of the morning. She couldn't quite summon the courage to meet my eyes. After a long silence, she finally spoke, breaking the tension. "When we were young, we could have been together, but my brother wouldn't let that happen. He believed that Andrew should remain just a friend and not become my husband. I tried to reason with him, but he was firm, categorical, and adamant. Despite the years that had passed, Andrew never gave up and secretly paid attention to me. Natalie found out about this and threatened her mother, saying she would tell me everything, and she kept her promise. That was why Caroline got divorced the first time, quarreled with her daughter, and did not communicate with her for many years. They reconciled only when Natalie stopped by my house. Caroline told her daughter that she had nothing more to do with Andrew. As it turned out, this was a lie. "I've been thinking about this all night," Caroline continued in a trembling voice. "How can I fix everything? You mean so much to me. And Natalie, she sees you as her real father. Please forgive me. I'm done with Andrew. All the feelings I once had for her were shattered at that moment. I couldn't forgive her. I decided to act as her first husband had. I could only say one word: leave. That was it. We broke up. Caroline moved in with her mother, and it was time for her to remember what it was like to work for a living. The years passed. I kept in touch with Natalie, and we became very good friends. As for Andrew, he divorced his wife immediately after the incident at the restaurant. But his search for happiness did not last long. He started having problems at work and had no time to deal with his personal life. Caroline tried to come back to me several times, but once a trust is broken, there's no repairing it.